random mix of ideas. It's a lot of dancing. It's a lot of loud music. There is some singing. There is some acting in it. There is some like miming, like lip syncing in it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Think I've been here before. I know that I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor. Go slow. Keep me falling for you all night. Tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life.
Welcome on board the Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady. If you are new to the very unofficial travel guides, please give me a second to explain to you why I'm starting the video laying here in bed. I know that's kind of odd, but this is a segment that I started where I chose the end of the evening to create these late night cocktail cams, where I decided to, like, at the very end of the night, sit down with the camera and tell you about some things that I didn't get to show you or didn't get to show enough of to you. I've been on this ship before, and I'm trying to just have a little bit of me time, a little bit of us time. My partner Marcus, who's laying right over here, is here with me, and I'm just trying to have a little bit more personal time on this trip. So these videos are going to be a little bit different, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to show you what it is we did or a lot of what we did. And people, I have got to tell you about last night. It's just they're just going to be a little bit different. So if you're still here, thank you for staying. I give you a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up too. We are on the Valiant Lady. Like I said, this is the second time we have cruised with this ship. The first time was about 4 months ago. This time we are in the Mediterranean, and it is so hot. 85, 88 degrees. It's crazy. I was surprised because I've cruised out of Barcelona several times now, and for the very first time, I have boarded one of the ships like directly in the city at the pier where the bus that usually goes to what I would say the normal cruise port is. That's where the Valiant Lady was waiting. I was very surprised because we walked there to get the bus to the cruise terminal, but the ship was there. And another interesting thing was we saw the Wonder of the Seas, which was over at the normal cruise ship port. The Wonder of the Seas is from Royal Caribbean, and if you are unfamiliar with it, it is the current world's biggest cruise ship. So that was a very interesting thing to see. Also over at that side of the pier was the Norwegian Epic. Check-in went really smoothly. We gave up our suitcases, went through security. Even though we were a little bit early, we were assigned a time to show up at the pier, and it said very specifically, please don't show up earlier. We can't let you on board earlier, but
we showed up earlier.
And they let us on board earlier. I want to say it didn't even take a half an hour from the time that we showed up at the port until we were on the ship. We are staying in a, I'd say like a standard balcony cabin. What they call it is a sea terrace. And we were changed from the original terrace we were assigned to a, I guess they call it a central sea terrace. So we're kind of at the middle of the ship. And the cabin is very, it feels very open, but the way that they create this open feeling is by having very little furniture and furnishings in the actual cabin. So that's a plus and a minus. It's nice to have this open feeling, but it would also be nice to have some place to like store our stuff. Like if you want to pack away your clothes, there's very little space to put stuff that's not kind of out in the open. It's a plus and a minus. When we were sailing away, we got to see the Wonder of the Seas and the Epic a little bit closer. And yeah, it was interesting to see these two really big ships very close to each other. I've cruised with the Epic twice, haven't cruised with the Wonder of the Seas. And yeah, it was just really interesting to see both of these really big ships right next to each other. And I wonder what our ship looked like in comparison to both of them. But before we sailed away, of course, there was the security, the safety, the muster drill, whatever you want to call it. And on Virgin at the moment, they're still doing it, that you watch You're supposed to watch the video in your cabin before you show up at the drill. And we had all kinds of problems getting it to run. Here is the tablet that is supposed to control the television and also other things in the cabin. And just like in our suite, I cannot get it to work. Okay, it says, ahoy sailor, before you start binge watching your favorite TV show, there's a short video we need to watch about an emergency. Okay, and it appears to be playing somewhere, but it's not playing here. And it's not playing here. And even after we got it started, it didn't play all the way through, and it stopped in the middle and then started again from the beginning. So we decided to just let it run, and we went up to the buffet, which is called the Galley, to get something nice and cold to drink. And while we were up there, Marcus realized that we could also watch it in the app. So we watched it in the app, and that sort of checked us off the security list, but we still had to go to our muster station to like complete the whole thing. For dinner tonight, we went to the Italian restaurant called Extra Virgin, and I want to say it really was only maybe like 6 points out of 10, if even that. Let me give you an example. The main course that I got, or the pasta that I got, was the gnocchi. And sorry, I didn't take any pictures of it. I just wanted to sit there and enjoy the food. But it was like, it came in a skillet, and it was like, imagine a skillet full of cream sauce and then 6 gnocchi in it. The gnocchi to cream sauce ratio was probably like 25% gnocchi, 75% cream sauce. And I just think, what is anybody supposed to do with this much sauce? You know, if it's tomato sauce or something, at least it's tomatoes, it's veggies, you can eat it kind of like a salad. But who wants to eat that much cream? I mean, I love creamy, cheesy stuff, but it was just way too much. And we were talking about Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen earlier today, and I just thought Gordon Ramsay would tear this place apart.
Oh, that was nasty.
After dinner, we went to this event. I almost don't want to call it a show. It's called the Untitled Dance Show Party Thing, and that is a perfect explanation for it. It is a random mix of ideas. It's a lot of dancing. It's a lot of loud music. There is some singing. There is some acting in it. There is some like miming, like lip syncing in it. It's just not my cup of tea. From there, we went up to the top deck for the pajama party. And the pajama party, there were a lot of people there. There were a lot of people in pajamas. Some people had some kind of very extravagant pajama-based costumes on. They were serving cookies. There was somebody singing live. It was a fun atmosphere. And now we're back down here. I will be doing more videos with maybe more and sometimes less footage of the actual things that happen during the day. So if you're interested in more of this journey through the Mediterranean here, including 2 days on Ibiza, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check back soon. Otherwise, you can check my library for our first voyage with the Valiant Lady, where I show you our cabin tour of the cheeky corner suite that we had and tell you all about the food and my impressions of the ship. I've talked so much about the ship already, which is why it's kind of weird to be making videos about it again, but I'm happy to do it, and I would be happy if you would come back here again soon. Until then, good night.